It is time now to talk about this week's biggest brand stories with our friend Tony Chapman, also host of the Chatter That Matters podcast. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning.
Great to see you. And I must say, those are some killer kicks.
Yeah, lift them up. Let everyone take a look at those.
Wow.
Those are awesome.
Speaking of killer, you guys are up for a big award today.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, the CSA
nominated.
yeah.
Forget the branding stuff. This is fantastic.
Well, no, but we really do have to talk about the branding because this is a big one. This is a story that's been bubbling around for a while now. Loblaw and its parent company, George Weston, a $500 million payout over this whole bread price fixing situation years and years ago. Is this a big ding for the company? Is this a hit to its reputation, or we already knew?
No, it's a big hit because it's getting resurfaced again, and people are saying, a lot of people are going, well, that's not enough. If you do the math, it was billions of dollars. Yeah. So what's only $500 million? And I have an answer that I think is a win for Loblaw, the consumer. Instead of handing out little slices to you, hey, Nick, here's $2 for the price fixing over 10 years. Why doesn't we get Loblaw to donate the entire amount of money to the food bank, including what would be the cost of administrating all these little checks to the food bank? And then a bigger idea for Loblaw is not only to top it up to $1 billion over 2 years, make a statement to Canada, we're sorry, we're attached to food, we're attached to food insecurity, we're going to do our part to help. And I think that the combination of the two would turn the course back into favor of, if you can say in favor, at least it'd have the consumer more open to Loblaw as being somebody that cares about the consumer and ultimately cares about food security.
Yeah, and the community.
And the community. And you think how far wholesale prices $1 billion would go. These food banks are at a crisis point.
Yeah.
Totally.
We're not talking about, that person in that hoodie that occasionally goes. We're talking about families now that rely on it.
Yep.
Loblaw, do your part. Canada, say we don't need your slice. Give the entire loaf to the food bank.
It's a great idea, Tony.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, speaking of billions of dollars, Hailey Bieber is selling her Rhode makeup skincare brand to E.l.f. Beauty. This is for a price tag of $1 billion. How will this benefit Hailey?
Well, first of all, it's a lot of cash. It's a combination of stock and share. Thank God there's cash involved because that stock hasn't been doing well. But what it shows is the power of influencers. They own their own social media. Their network is bigger than CBS and NBC combined.
Yeah. Right.
They have an ability to influence that group, to buy the brands, to be involved with it, and they build up something that's got incredible, immense value. So instead of singing for the supper, which celebrities used to do, I'll endorse your brand, I'm going to own the entire diner. Very good move for her, and also a very good move for E.l.f. as well, because their stock is they're a very $2, $3 brand. She's $14, so there's a premium brand.
Yeah.
And it's a good move for them, and they're the ones, I don't know if you remember the campaign, but it's all about dicks. And it was all about there's more dicks in the boardroom.
Right, that's right.
Between Richard and Dick than all women combined.
Yes, that's right.
And they had a whole campaign which was very tongue-in-cheek but very attention-worthy. So I think the combination of the two could turn out right. But more often than not, once the celebrity says goodbye, gets the cash, they're done.
That's what I was curious about, is that whole thing, because she's now sort of disconnected in a way. And in that...
Well, they're all, she's going to be an advisor and creative, and you're going to show up the first day, and the second day, and the third day, they're going, we don't really need you now. We're going to take it over. Often happens with entrepreneurs. Founders sell. The second they try to put the key back in the lock and realize it's not their business anymore, psychologically, it's a big shift.
Okay, we got a minute to really quickly talk about this. Tony, the King was here in the UK, in Ottawa from the UK this week, first time since becoming King. Is there any benefit from Canada and the UK's connection anymore? What do you see?
I don't think so. I think as a pointed distinction for the UK, the monarchy is brilliant, not only for tourism, for shows like Downton Abbey, the whole return to the life of that beautiful caste system that England had, but people are obviously enjoy it. To Canada's point of view, it's a non-event, and what it did signal for Carney is he's connected. And I think when you go against Trump, it's the company you keep is very important to Donald Trump. Donald Trump's infatuated by it. He wants to be knighted. So, it's a nice strategic move for Carney, but in terms it's immaterial for Canada.
Okay.
Very interesting. Okay, Tony, always appreciate you being here, giving us
a pleasure to be
your
here.
thoughts.
And
Happy
good luck
Friday.
today.
Thank
you so much,
Thank
Tony.
you so much.
All right.